Mr. Chair, it is 9:30 and we do have a quorum if you're ready to start.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Regina. Thanks for everybody to attending today. This is Wednesday, November 6th, virtual technical committee meeting of the Baltimore Regional Transportation Board. Several amendments today. We're going to go through the presentations on the amendments, and we're going to vote on them all at once on the TIP amendments. And then, of course, we have the final action item for reconciling the FY 2024 UPWP closeout, carryover funding. So without further ado, we'll take are we taking some sort of roll call first? We're going right to number one agenda item. I guess we'll go right into number one agenda item. So anybody had a chance to review the October technical committee minutes, and I'll take a motion to approve those minutes if everybody's had a chance to look at those.
Howard County moved to approve.
Okay, can we have a second to approve the October minutes?
Queen Anne's County will move to second the approval of the minutes.
All right, thank you, Steve. All right, all those in favor say aye, or do you want to do a roll call?
Why don't we let Rebecca do a roll call and it can serve as also attendance check? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good morning. Annapolis,
Aye.
Anne Arundel County, Baltimore City,
Aye.
thank you. Baltimore County,
Aye.
Carroll County,
Claire Stewart is out. I'll be sitting in for her, and I was not in attendance last month.
thank you,
During the last meeting.
thank you. Harford County,
Aye.
Howard County.
Aye.
Queen Anne's County
Aye.
and MDOT.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, the October minutes are approved. We'll now move to action items 2 through 6, and the first recommended item for approval in that group is the resolution for proposed amendments on behalf of Maryland Transit Administration, including the US 29 bus rapid transit station, Tapsco Avenue pedestrian bicycle bridge, and cloud-based signal priority project.
Well, Mr. Chair, MTA has not joined the meeting yet.
Okay.
Do you mind if we?
This is Albert. I'm here.
Oh,
I can.
Oh, you're doing it.
I
Oh,
can
okay.
talk.
We thought it was Jamie Richardson.
I wasn't planning on doing it. I thought Jamie was going to do it, but I don't see her. And
Are
if
you
you want to
okay?
keep
If you're
moving,
prepared,
I can.
yes.
I can do it on the fly.
Okay.
I think I know enough about the projects. Though I think US 29, David is going to present from Howard County.
Yes.
So I'll go through mine, and then David, you'll talk about the US 29
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah, we were asked to
Okay.
do it on behalf of MTA. So
Unless that one's first in the presentation. Is that the first one in the presentation, the 29?
No. 29 is a separate PowerPoint.
Okay, thanks.
So, as we've done before, this is to obligate a number of grants that we have. We need to show the grants funding in the year of obligation. So that's what we're trying to do with these actions. You can go on to the next slide. So the first is the Raise East West Transit Priority Project. Just as a refresher, this is proposing enhancements to the CityLink Blue and Orange lines with transit priority elements, accessibility improvements, customer amenities. This is a fiscal year 25 raised grant. Goal is to provide faster, more reliable transit, improve pedestrian safety along the 20-mile corridor. Basically, we're shifting 22 million in raise funding and 32.4 million in local and state funds from fiscal 24 to 25. In terms of schedule, we're aiming to finish design in early 2025, which would be, I think, January, and then go into procurement as long as we can get that paper grant agreement with FTA executed. The Patapsco Avenue pedestrian bicycle bridge. So this is a project that's going to provide a safe and direct connection from the Cherry Hill neighborhood over atop Patapsco Avenue and the CSX tracks to the light rail station at Patapsco Avenue Light Rail. We have two grants that are part of this funding. One is Transportation Alternatives funding from fiscal year 20, and one is congressionally directed spending in fiscal 24, basically to improve access and safety for users of Patapsco Avenue Light Rail Station. Obligating previously awarded money, $624,000 Transportation Alternatives funding in 25, and then show a fiscal 26 obligation for $5 million in congressionally directed spending. Design is underway on this project. The cloud-based signal priority project. This is a SMART grant from fiscal 25. This is to install cloud-based transit signal priority at 90 intersections on 4 bus lines. Basically, we're going to try and improve bus speeds and reliability using TSP, and the cloud system will reduce the cost of installation and maintenance compared to the current system, which is a hardware on bus and at the intersection system. We're obligating 1.276 million in SMART funds in fiscal 25, and this kicked off in the summer of 2024 with an 18-month period of performance, and we're anticipating implementation will take place in fiscal 25 and issue a final report to US DOT in fiscal 26.
Hey, 1 second here, Albert. I know Jamie has joined the meeting. Jamie, you were going to provide us just a little bit extra information on this particular project.
Hi, yeah. Sorry I'm late. I think Albert, I don't have anything else.
Okay, well,
Albert's managing the project if there's any specific questions.
okay, we did have a request. There is an interest in knowing which 4 high frequency bus lines have been targeted, and is there coordination with Baltimore City DOT and possibly Baltimore County? So if someone could get back to us, and then we'd be interested in a report.
I can answer that question.
All right.
So yes, we're definitely coordinating with Baltimore City. This is only within Baltimore City where we have our current transit signal priority system. None of that goes into the county. Once you get into the county, those would be state highways, and we don't have any TSP equipment on those at those intersections. But we are definitely coordinating with Baltimore City, which includes the traffic engineering group, as well as the IT group that manages basically the cloud connection between the traffic management center and the cloud vendor that's going to provide this service to us that will then connect to the intersections. The 4 routes that this is going to be on are the red, green, brown, and lime. Just to manage expectations a little bit, this is not adding new TSP functionality a lot at intersections that don't have it. This is replacing the current hardware with a cloud-based system. So that's going to reduce that installation and maintenance costs. It's also going to give us a significant amount more data about how the system is performing. Also going to give us a lot more flexibility, so we could easily switch to different scenarios, a game day scenario or something like that. And the system will incorporate AI and machine learning so that as it sees the way transit moves through an intersection and what the queue lengths are and how long it takes a bus, it can proactively make adjustments to the way the system is timed and hopefully optimize the amount of time that is given to the TSP and when it's called, while managing the amount of side street delay. So, not calling it every time, only calling it when the bus is significantly delayed or something like that.
Okay, thank you, Albert. I believe that was, yes, that was the last slide. So if we had distributed a worksheet, we're hoping members can keep any questions and we're going to come back. So I'm going to stop here and I will pull up the US 29 BRT. All right, David.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So the purpose of this amendment is to add our grant for our US 29 bus rapid transit stations. So a little bit of background. So this project is going to construct raised bus platforms in Maple Lawn community on the Maple Lawn Boulevard, on Johns Hopkins Road in front of the APL campus, and in downtown Columbia. So we're working to provide some level entry boarding and also support other bus routes proposed in the transit development plan. So it's going to really support the extension of the US 29 flash system for Montgomery County. So if I can jump to the next slide, please. So as I said, this adds $750,000 in funding, and it's supported by our match as well from our Howard County CIP project. Currently, we're in planning and design, and we're scheduled to finish up the final design portion, hopefully by the end of the year or early into 2025, and then start construction in calendar year 25. We're looking at, conservatively a 1-year construction time, and to sort of match up with our plan to start service in early 2026. Can you jump to the next slide, please? So a quick representation of where we are extending the service zone. So it's going to be extending in the peak hours from Burtonsville up to Maple Lawn, and then on up to Johns Hopkins, and then the terminus is going to be in the Mall and Columbia area, and then they'll be turning around. So if we can jump to the next slide. So I just put in here sort of a quick representation of what we think our typical station is going to be looks like. This is the representation of the one on Johns Hopkins Road, on Johns Hopkins Boulevard, in front of the APL campus. We're going to have 2 stations, one on the north campus and facing the south campus. So it's going to be a sort of very typical type of station, not as intensive as the Montgomery County ones. It's going to be using more standard elements in terms of bus shelters and information for the riders. And that completes our short presentation on this project. Regina, do you want to entertain questions now, or do we want to go to the end? I couldn't remember.
We were hoping to wait until the end, if you
Perfect.
don't mind.
That sounds good.
Okay, is
you.
Dominic Skirty here with us this morning?
Let's see.
Dominic, Endamazia or Keith, can you walk us through this presentation, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this amendment is for the Fairfield Masonville Terminal Stormwater Management System. The intention is for it to capture and convey surface runoff from the Masonville Dredged Material Containment Facility, as well as other drainage improvements. So their justification is their key objective is to accomplish or exceed MS4 permit requirements without losing valuable land space for the moving and storing of cargo. And they're hoping to reduce surface runoff and water pollution. So the funding source for this are Protect formula funds that they're adding in FY 2026 and FY 2027 for the total project cost of 4.5 million. And they're doing a 25% state match. All for construction in those years.
Okay, thank you, Indemazia. And these are Maryland formula funds for Protect. Okay, Brian, would you like to share your screen and present the Anne Arundel County project? Okay, I know. Oh, here we go.
Brian, see your mic is off if you're.
Yeah, we see your screen, but we do not hear you.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Let's see. All right, there we go. This amendment is to add funds from a grant for our Vision Zero ped and bike account program. So again, we recently, 2022, we adopted a Vision Zero plan or enacted it by executive order. And then this year we included an implementation plan. And so as part of this plan, we're looking to buy some permanent and portable units to kind of look at areas where vulnerable road users are at risk. So got a lot of trail crossings, roadways, and then of course we got a lot of projects going on. So what we're looking at is $75,000 total, $67,500 in federal and $7,500 in local match. We're going to buy some permanent counters for those trail crossings, B&A trail crossing. I'll get into in a minute, and then also portable counters to move around to look at either specific problem areas that get identified, or again to look at our CIP projects, see how they're performing and if there's changes that need to be made on pre and post construction. And the county, this is just to purchase the equipment. The county, of course, will install and maintain these. And a couple key trail crossings, B&A Trail and WB&A Trail. I think there's 2 B&A trails that we're going to do. I don't know how much the funds are, but I think we can get 3 permanent and 3 portable is the idea, but depends on funds and quotes. And then, of course, like I said, the portable ones will be able to move around and use more efficiently. So we're looking at, award was last December. We got NEPA approved this spring. We got to add the funds to the TIP to finalize the MOU. There's no right of way because it'll be an existing right of way, and we're looking at as soon as we get the approval, buying them this winter and starting counts this spring. So, and there's my contact information for any more questions.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Okay, the final request for TIP amendment is coming through MDOT, but from the private sector. So we're invite Larry, if you'd like to share your screen now.
Give me a quick second to tee this up. All right, how's that look?
Great.
Okay, we're rolling. Okay, yeah, thank you for the opportunity to present you with this amendment. A little bit of background: I'm working for the Maryland Clean Energy Center, and we are working on a grant that we run, the Maryland Equitable Charging Infrastructure Partnership. A little bit of background for you. This is a discretionary grant program that was announced in January by the U.S. Department of Transportation. It was made possible by the bipartisan infrastructure law, and nationally, it's going to fund 47 EV charging and alternative fueling projects in 22 states and Puerto Rico, and complements the $5 billion NEVI formula program to help build the backbone of high-speed EV chargers along the nation's highways. Our program was awarded $15 million for community projects, and we put in two pieces to the program that we did. We did community projects and corridor projects. We were initially awarded $15 million for the community projects. However, we did find out about a month ago that we got the second round of that, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now I'm focusing on the $15 million for the community projects. And what the MECIP is, it's a statewide network of public and private partners working to deploy these charging stations throughout the state. We've had 6 private companies, 3 counties, 2 cities, the University of Maryland, and the IBEW Local 24, because part of this funding is also, while we're building out the infrastructure, it's a workforce development program as well. So the goals of the CFI program were basically to supplement, not necessarily, replace private sector investment. So we're bringing, in addition to the $15 million grant, there's going to be over $9 million of private sector investment. We're complementing the existing federal programs that are already out there with NDOT and the NEVI plan goals, facilitating public access to charging to accelerate the adoption of EV vehicles. We're also getting it into the communities and meeting Justice 40 objectives and putting some of these chargers in low to moderate income areas in rural and urban Maryland, and at the same time reducing greenhouse gas and vehicle related emissions. So the goals, the outcomes of the community program with this $15 million, it's 58 sites throughout Maryland. There is job training, apprenticeships, and other workforce development initiatives. This is going to train 300 current electrical technicians with the electrical training and electrical vehicle infrastructure training and certification. And it's also going to provide an additional 300 apprentices with the opportunity to become certified. An additional component of this is tracking and measuring what these EV chargers are doing. So we're working with the University of Maryland's Build America Center to actually track the usage and the outcomes associated with that. So our goals are to reduce fuel use by over 9 million barrels annually, greenhouse gas emissions, and other pollutants. So through the usage and tracking of usage of the chargers, we're going to be able to that we're having. All of that is the statewide program, but what does it really mean for the Baltimore region? We have construction of 15 sites, and the total projected cost is almost $5 million of that. 3.4 of that cost is the federal funds, and we have about $1.3 million of private sector match. Here are the site details of those 15 sites across the region. You can see we're in the city, Baltimore County, Hartford, Howard, Carroll. So we're covering the region pretty well. And that is the details of the project. Any questions you might have?
Thank you, Larry. So Dan, if you want to see if any members have questions on any of the TIP amendments, please.
Yeah, and thank you, Larry. Yeah, we also just want to make everybody aware the The MCEC is also updating our rural STIP for projects that are outside of the Baltimore region, and also updating the tips in some of our other MPO areas. And then there's a second round coming for next year. So that's excellent news on the EV front.
Yeah, Dan, I'll follow up with you on that, that second piece of it. So thank
All
you.
right.
Looking
Yep.
forward to it.
Look forward to it. Okay, so I guess we'll look to see if we have any questions for on any of the action items related to resolutions 2510 through 2514. Any of the presentations we've had.
I have a kind of a comment on the I believe it's Kwaku Annapolis, Fairfield Masonville Stormwater Management Project. Can they bring back their presentation? Kind of a very minor correction that if they want to use the presentation somewhere else, they may want to correct that. Can we have it on the screen so that I can? Okay, well, go to the last page where it talks about the project cost. I think that 10 is missing there. So you may want to correct that. And also in the project description, which is not part of the presentation, under the summary of the tape changes and the project title, there is a minor spelling error with storm water. So they may want to take a look at it, correct that before they send it to another place. That's what I have.
Great. We will make that change. Thank you for
Okay.
catching that.
All right.
I appreciate it, Clark. If we don't have any more questions, I guess we'll now ask for a member to move approval for all of these projects from resolution 2510, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're asking for a member to move for approval of these resolutions.
Queen Anne's County will make a motion to recommend approval of resolutions 2510, 2511, 2512, 2513, and 2514 to the BRTB.
Annapolis second.
Okay, and then as we normally do, once again, we have ask if any members have any other questions or comments on these resolutions. And kind of been through that, so we'll now ask if any members of the public have any questions or comments on the resolutions. If not, or if so, you can put those in the chat box. And do we have any questions in the chat box, Regina?
This is Todd. Unfortunately, Regina's computer dropped out, so I will be managing the rest of the program. Currently, there is no one requesting to comment in the chat box, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you, Todd. Okay, well, I'll ask Rebecca to read down the list of members and have your vote, yea or nay. Thank you.
Annapolis,
Aye.
Anne Arundel County,
Aye.
Baltimore City,
Aye.
Baltimore County,
Aye.
Carroll County, Harford
Aye.
County. Thank you. Harford County.
Aye. Excuse me. Aye. Harford County. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Howard County,
Aye.
Queen Anne's County,
Aye.
and MDOT.
Aye.
Was that a yes for MDOT?
Yes, that's an aye.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, we'll now move on to action item number 7. Technical Committee is asked to review and recommend resolution 2515. This request is to reconcile the FY 2024 UPWP closeout and bring carryover funding to the FY 2025 UPWP. And I believe Todd's got the presentation on this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, members. Today we are bringing forward this resolution. This resolution normally happens in the September period, but that meeting was canceled, so it's moved on to this meeting. This is what's known as the carryover resolution. So the technical committee and the BRTB adopted the fiscal year 2025 Unified Planning Work Program in April of this year. That funding became available July 1st. What this project does is it basically takes any of the not completed tasks in fiscal year 2024 and officially brings them into this year's work program. So we always do this on an annual basis. You are not going to see any of the consultant tasks or any of the local funding that was approved for fiscal year 2025 in this resolution. This is basically the amounts as they stood on June 30th of 2024. So what this does, it includes a number of the consultant tasks that have been spanning across different fiscal years. Includes the Patapsco Regional Greenway, the Guinness to Southwest Area Park. You'll see there's about $70,000 left in that task as of June 30th. Includes Transportation Land Use Connection grants. This is the unspent money in which the new tasks have been awarded. There's a decent amount of money left over from several fiscal years for the implementation of the regional transit plan corridors. MTA is giving an update on the update of the Central Maryland Regional Transit Plan at this Friday's Baltimore Regional Transit Commission meeting. So we could look to try to see whether or not we could look at implementation of what comes out of that new planning effort. Some other tasks out there, the corridor access management plans. There's been no RFP out on that yet. Everyone knows the Bikeable Baltimore Region project is well underway, and this represents the money that was still available as of June 30th. Lot skills and technology support. Again, we've been teaming with the Transportation Association of Maryland, or TAM, on many different training activities at a number of their different events. Everyone also is hopefully fairly well aware of the electric vehicle charging project that is well underway. There was only about $35,000 left as of June 30th. Moving forward, two different projects that have yet to go to RFPs. One is the coordination of human service transportation providers. This is the 5310 providers. We're looking to do that after this next round of 5310 awards. Assisting local unified master transportation plans, and then a couple projects that are well underway. Again, we had about $9,000 left in the fares, fees, and fines project. We're coming up on hopefully a presentation on that project soon. The transportation and housing project, that presentation happened just a couple months ago. Post-pandemic trends, we're lining up 2 presentations on that project in the next couple of months. And then the design of the Patapsco Regional Greenway on the Stony Run side, and the Microtransit Solutions project is well underway. Finally, there's 5 other projects. The Patapsco Regional Greenway Maintenance and Operations Manual. We've signed a contract with a consultant for that. We have draft RFPs for the regional freight profile that should come out soon. And we have gone through an RFP process for the local signal infrastructure assessment. And those proposals are currently under review. And then there's some money left over for Patapsco Regional Greenway branding. And then the Transportation Planning Institute, again, teaming with AMPO on that. So as of June 30th, there was still about $3.8 million worth of consultant projects still underway from previous fiscal years. Again, this does not include the fiscal year 2025 projects, some of which are already underway. Then moving forward, each one of the local jurisdictions has some funding left over from different projects in previous fiscal years. These include things like the Bikeable Baltimore Region funding, the EV charging, and then the Regional Transit Plan Lots Support and Technology Program. Baltimore City has an equity gap study and a traffic calming task. Moving to Anne Arundel County, they had several different projects still underway. Moving to Baltimore County, again, BMC is managing a project for them with the fiscal year 2024 funding for traffic calming, but they still have some funding again for some of the ongoing projects. Again, what we're asking each of the local jurisdictions to do is make sure that these amounts are correct. And if not, please make sure that you kind of get back in touch with us so that we can make sure that as we go into the quarterly billing process, that these line up with the books that you have there at the local jurisdiction level. Finally, at Howard County, we do have 3 small projects that I think will end up kind of with very small amounts of money left over that we may go back to the county to see whether or not they want to continue those 3 small projects or have any final billing on those. What this does is it adds up totally to local jurisdictions of about $860,000 that with the consultant funds leads to about $4.6 million. We've looked at the available federal funding, and we are still able to move forward with all of these individual projects and still remain within the available balances at our federal fund level and then also at our local match level. So with that, I'm going to just ask if there are any questions. And again, you can always take this back after this meeting and get in contact with us separately to try to reconcile any balance differences between this resolution and the numbers you have at your local jurisdiction before we approve this at the BRTB. With that, I'll turn it back to the chair just to move forward with recommendations for this carryover. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Todd. We'll now ask for a member to move for approval of resolution 2515 and then a second, please. Don't be shy.
Howard County moves to approve.
Thank you, David.
Baltimore County second.
Thanks, Angelica. Okay. So we'll ask now if any members of the committee have any questions on this resolution. And we'll also ask if any members of the public have any questions or comments on the resolution.
Mr. Chair, currently there is no one requesting to speak in the chat box.
All right, thank you, Todd. We'll now vote on approval of resolution 2515. And when your name is read, please indicate aye or nay. And Rebecca, please read down the list of members.
Annapolis,
Aye.
Anne Arundel County,
Aye.
Baltimore City,
Aye.
Baltimore County,
Aye.
Carroll County,
Aye.
Harford County,
Aye.
Howard County,
Aye.
Queen Anne's County,
Aye.
and MDOT.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. The resolution is passed. All right, so we're gonna move on to item number 8, other business. So let everybody know the next technical committee meeting will be Tuesday, December 3rd. We'll have a number of amendments at that meeting. And it's going to be another virtual meeting. And so we'll just ask if there's any other business to come before the committee today.
I'll just let committee members know that prior to the December tech, we will be sending out some material associated with the AMPO conference sessions, and we're going to see if you have recommendations that we can consider for the upcoming work program. So that will be coming out another week, and we hope to be ready for a robust discussion at the December meeting.
Okay, thank you, Regina. And I don't have anything from MDOT to bring on the side today, anything extra to the meeting. So we'll, hearing no other business, we'll ask for a motion in a second to close the business meeting. And then I'll turn this meeting over to Ms. Eileen Singleton. She's going to begin the Congestion Management Committee discussion. So I'll ask for a motion to close the meeting.
Harford County moves.
Sam. Second to close the meeting.
Baltimore
right,
County second.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Angelica. All right. Okay, we'll turn it over to Eileen to begin the Congestion Management Committee meeting. Thank you.